Hey, good evening. This is Kerry Miller. Welcome to Kerry Class. It is an absolute pleasure to have you coming here. Let me pull something over real quick. This is going to be our first module of our training series. I think it's important that when you learn something, you learn from the beginning. A lot of times we'll buy courses, we'll do things, we'll watch videos, and we jump ahead. And you don't realize what little golden nuggets are right there to be gleaned from the beginning. So I want to take you back a ways, and I'm going to start from way back in the beginning when I first started my first business. I lived on Luau Street in Mesquite, Texas, and I wanted to get a couple of little things for my bicycle. And my parents bought my bicycle, and it was really cool. It had the high-rise handlebars and all that cool stuff. And I wanted to get a bell for it, and I wanted to get a light for the back of it that you just put a battery in, and it stayed lit all the time. And so I wanted to do that, and I set up a lemonade stand. It was hotter than blue blazes. If you've ever been to Texas in the summertime, you know it gets extremely hot here. I'm gonna move this bottle because I'm not gonna advertise for Pepsi, unless they want to pay me, of course. But anyway, so I set up my lemonade stand and I went outside and I got on the sidewalk and not a soul was out. Nobody. I couldn't understand. I mean, I put a lemonade stand up. I knew everybody was thirsty. Everybody wanted a cold drink. Why didn't anybody come out? So I went in and I was really depressed. My mom had got me all the stuff. She made the lemonade for me. She did everything. I went outside. I set up my table. It was really nice. Got a piece of poster board and put all over it. Now this was back in 1967. All right. So I was making it happen because that's how I was raised. When you want something, you make it happen. And so I was out there and I went in. I was very down. I hadn't made a penny, not nothing. I was selling the lemonade for a nickel. And I told my mom, I said, this isn't going to work. I'm never going to get what I want for my bicycle. And she said, well, how bad do you want it? And I wanted it really bad. I wanted to go get that. I wanted that thing that was going to make my bike cooler than anybody else's on the block because I had a tail light and I had a bell that I could ring. I don't know many of you have seen those. Most, if you're a lot younger than me, you probably don't know what I'm talking about. But it had a little switch on it, and you go shing shing shing, and that little thing would run a little deal around a piece of metal and made the bell sound. So I wanted that. My mom said, "Well, if you want it that bad, why don't you go door to door and ask people if they'd like to buy your lemonade?" And I said, well, Mom, I said, what if they don't want to buy it? She said, they will tell you. If they don't want it, they will tell you they don't want it. And I thought, wow, what a concept. What's something cool to learn at 7 years old, especially from like your mom. And I was like, okay, cool. So I would fill up 2 cups. I'd go to a door. I would knock. And somebody would come to the door and say, hey, I'm selling lemonade today. It's really hot outside. I said, I'm selling them for a nickel a cup. Would you like to buy 2 cups? I was shocked. People literally were giving me 10 cents. And so I started down the neighborhood. And for the people that were home, every single person bought. For those that weren't home, I thought, man, I wish they were there because that's 10 cents I missed. But back in those days, moms stayed home. Dads went to work. Kids went to school. It was the summertime. The kids were home. So as I was going out knocking on doors, next thing I know, I see people stopping at the lemonade stand. Well, I wasn't there because now the kids wanted some lemonade. And here the kids came, and I thought, shoot, man, I got it going on. Did you know in 2 Saturdays, I made enough money to buy my bell, and I made enough money to buy my light. And I learned a very valuable lesson then. Keep it simple. Keep it very simple. Well, then I went on in life and I kind of lost my focus on the simplicity of how business really should be because what was I doing? I was listening to all the BS online that if you did these specific things, you'd make $1 million. And so I would buy every shiny object that came along. I would purchase anything that said I could make make $1 million and become a millionaire if I just did this. Now, here's the crazy part. I am very analytical and I am very thorough in everything I do. That's why I've made millions of dollars in my life. But here was the problem. I was following plans that weren't proven. I was buying the shiny objects, and I had to learn the hard way what not to do. I bet I was spending $200 or $300 a month, sometimes $1,000 a month. I would go to conferences for thousands of dollars and sit there and listen to these same gurus stand up there and BS all the same crap that they were selling. And people were just, man, they were just taking notes and everything. And then I often wondered, how many of these people ever said, why am I here? Why don't I just go home and make it happen? Why don't I just go home and do the things that I need to do? Keep it simple, keep it in a box, and then start spreading my wings. I'll never forget, I'm trying to think the year. It was 1997, I think it was. All right. And I had been through many ups and downs. Well, let me back up a little bit to when I was 15. So my next venture was 15 years old. I went to a demonstration, I guess you could call it, or some kind of event. And the guy was standing up there and he was doing all these things. And he said, hey, he said, I want everybody to take this pencil. And he passed them all out. And he said, I want you to go sell it at lunchtime. And I thought, man, I can do this. I know everybody in town. I'll do this in like 2 seconds. You know, we just go to the restaurant and bam, it'll be gone. So everybody looked at it and it was like, man, this is the dumbest crap I've ever seen. And I'm thinking to myself, we're sitting in his seminar. And even though I was 15 years old, I could see the look on their faces. They were defeated and torn. And why do I got to do this for? And I don't want to go out and sell. I want to go to lunch. And I don't want to do these things. I'm thinking to myself, man, if I can go out and get $1 for this pencil, I won't be excited because I made $1. That's just my mindset. And you have to have that same mindset. You have to ask yourself, why am I going to do this? What is it that excites me about making this happen? Why do I want to do this and do the things that I want to do and fulfill my dreams? Fulfill the things that I wanted in life, just like when I was 7 with the bell and the light on the back. So I knew a couple of guys that was there. I said, hey, you guys want to go out and eat? We're going to go sell our pencils. So we went to a little restaurant uptown. It's no longer there. It's on the corner of Virginia and Moore Street. It's no longer there. And we went up there, and sure enough, I walked in, and I knew just about every single person in that restaurant. And I walked up to a guy. He said, hey, Kerry, how you doing? I said, I'm doing good, sir. And I said, I've got this pencil here, and it's for $1. And I said, I'd like to sell it to you for $1. He said, well, is it worth $1? I said, well, it looks like it's pretty solid. It doesn't bend or break very easily. I said, it's got a good number 2 lead in it. And I said, it's something you can use. And I thought to myself, it kind of sounded corny, but I was explaining what the pencil was. Didn't really know what carbon was. Didn't really know what number 2 was. I just knew I had a number 2 pencil in my hand. Had an eraser on it and the whole 9 yards. And he reached in his pocket and he gave me $1. And I was looking around at other people that was in the seminar, if you will, doing the same thing. And they were walking around and they weren't asking nobody to buy. And it took me back to when I was 7 years old selling lemonade on Luau Street in Mesquite, Texas. If you want it bad enough, you'll go get it. You know, so I started realizing right at that point, if you truly want success, if you want the things in your life that'll get you to where you want to go, then you will do everything you want to do and need to do and have to do to get there. Keep it simple. Make it happen. We come in from our 9 to 5s and we're tired and man, we just feel bad. We're worn out, you know, and we say, boy, I'd really like to start this business, but I'm just too tired. Tough. Buckle up. Put your straps on. Get busy. Can you not invest an hour of your time into yourself after investing 9 or 10 hours of your time for somebody else? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. People say, oh man, I'm too busy to start my own business. Yeah, you're too busy making money for somebody else, you know? And then after you come home and you're sitting there and you're all worn out and you ask yourself, why? I ask myself, why did those people not sell their pencils? And we go back to the seminar. And I'm sitting in the seminar, and the guy says, how many of you sold your pencil? There wasn't but 3 or 4 of us raised our hands. He said, okay, I'm going to ask you one question. How many of you would like to pay taxes on $1 million? I thought, shoot, if I had $1 million, I'll give half of it. I didn't even really know what taxes was back then. I was just 15 years old. I worked for my dad, you know. I mean, I hadn't really paid taxes. Me, I'll pay taxes on $1 million if you give me $1 million. I don't know how much they're going to take, but I still got something left over. And the same people, pretty much exactly the same people that didn't sell their pencil, didn't raise their hand. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I'm really in a room with a bunch of dummies. And these were all grown adults. These folks were adults. You know, I'm talking 30, 40, 50-year-old adults. And I'm thinking, man, they didn't learn very much growing up. You know, they're dumb as a bunch of box of rocks, man. If they don't want to pay taxes on $1 million, and I don't know what it was back then. I don't care if it was 30%. I'm still walking out with $700,000. I was smart enough to understand that. I mean, I'm no math guru by no means, but I do know that 1 + 1 = 2. And if you take one away, you ain't got nothing left. And if I got $1 million and they take 30% of it, I got $700,000 left. I mean, it don't take a rocket science to know that, does it? How many times have you been in a position to where you could have done something great yourself, for your family, for your loved ones, for those that you truly care about? Build something big, do something great. I mean, make it explode. And then you sit back and you ask that question. The question that's always there, of course, why? Why did I not do it? Why did I not make it happen? Why did I not take the leap? I was talking to Jessica the other day, and we're launching a couple new businesses this week and next week, and we're just a whole lot of things going into it. So we're pretty busy and getting everything ready. I will promise you that if you will do this, and this is exactly what I told her. I said, babe, we've got to take the leap. It's time to jump off the mountain into the fire and make it happen. And you know what? That's what we've been doing. Strategizing. We spend all our time together. Of course, it's kind of cool because we get to spend all of our time together. So guys, ladies, if you want to spend more time with the people you love, then launch a business together and strategize together. You know, it's not always rosy. You know, maybe you say something and she'll look at you like you're dumb, you know, and you feel dumb, and then you realize, well, that was really dumb to say. But at least you get it out, see? At least you understand where you're at, and you don't have to ask yourself why anymore. And you have to think about these 3 things, and I want you to think about what I'm going to say. And I'm not going to keep you long on these trainings, all right? I'm not going to tell you about my dogs, my cats, how much I love them, and all the kids. I'm not going to go through all that stuff because you already know that. You know that because I'm happy. I'm happy with life. You know, I don't have to share all that stuff with you, or the vacations to the Florida, or the vacations to the mountains, or the vacations to San Diego, or to South America, wherever. I don't need to tell you all that stuff. What I do need to tell you is you got to make a strategy and quit asking yourself why. And so this is what you need to do. I'm fixing to share with you 3 things that you've got to do if you want to make money. Okay. And I hear people tell me all the time, well, it's not really about the money. I won't say what I was going to say. BS. If you're sitting there looking in the mirror right now and you're telling me it's not about the money, you're lying. Nobody works their butt off for free. Now, you may work your butt off for free if you've got a lot of money, but you got to get a lot of money first in order to work your butt off for a charity or something for free. And you know, and where you can write them a check for $1 million and you don't got to worry about it no more. You don't have to ask yourself, why did I do that? You did it because out of the compassion of your heart. You did it because you wanted to do something good for somebody. But let me tell you something. I don't care what anybody says. You don't eat a bologna sandwich without money. And you don't graduate to a ribeye steak without money, period. So if you're watching this and you're saying, oh, it's always about, no, you're right. It's always about how much you can make to get you where you want to go, when you want to get there, and how you want to get there, and what you're going to do it when you get there. I know that's kind of truthful, right? I mean, it kind of hits you between the eyes, and you're thinking to yourself, gosh, why did I always think it's not about the money? And I'm going to show you in a couple of trainings from now how much you need to make so you can break away, so you can sit behind a desk, just like I'm doing at my house right now, and make a video and share this with somebody else. So quit thinking, well, I will do this, but it's not. Yes, it is. If you'll adjust that mindset right now, if you'll take that mindset and flip her around, if you'll just stop for a minute and say, you know what, I'm not going to get anywhere. I'm not going to leave that 9 to 5. I'm not going to leave working 60 hours a week. I'm not going to leave working for somebody else, making and doing all those things. If you don't get that out of your mind right now that you can't do that, and make it about, hey, I've got to make the money. I got to know how much I need to make, when I need to make it, and how I need to make it. I need to know how much every single day I need to make in order to make the bills and everything that we're doing right now, so we can live the same lifestyle today, to walk away from that job and do exactly what I want to do and make money. I wake up in the mornings and start working my underwear. And if I'm fortunate and Jessica's not at school teaching, she makes my breakfast and brings it to me while I'm in my underwear, sitting behind this desk, eating breakfast. You know why? Because I can. You know why I do the things I do? Because I can. So let's look at 3 simple procedures here. Number 1, simple procedures to streamline your business. Get away from the shiny objects. Get away from the gurus who you don't know. If they were making all the money in the affiliate program they were talking about, why would they not be sharing the affiliate program with you, other than selling you a $999 program that can help you do that? Do you really think that they're making money from that affiliate program? No, if they were, they'd say, hey, let me show you the greatest affiliate program ever that I've ever been a part of. Join it and let me teach you how to make you some money and get yourself out of debt and put you where you want to go and replace the income that you're currently making, so that you can do what? Spend time at the house. Eat breakfast in your drawers. That's what you need to do. Have a simple set of procedures to streamline your business. And when I mean simple, I mean keep it simple. I've literally got a computer screen in front of me right now with a Logitech camera 900 or whatever it is, and I push a button and I start streaming. That's how simple it is. That's how simple it is to share things with people. That's how simple it is to grow your business. Everybody wants an online business today, but everybody's being told the dumbest stuff I've ever heard. Chase the people, chase the people, chase the people. It's a numbers game. It's a numbers game. It's a numbers game. If you'll do this and work hard, I don't want to work hard. Hell, I worked hard my whole life. I got out of that rat race. I walked away from it. Left a mid-6-figure income and said, no more. I want to do what I want to do. I was talking to Jessica the other day, and you know, she's at a point where she says, well, should I go to work? I said, no, baby, don't go to work. Let's do this. Why? Because we get to spend our time together. We get to do things together. Even when we're out working, we are together. We can stop. How many of you got to have lunch with your wife today? Huh? Yeah, exactly. You know why? Because she's at her 9 to 5 and you're at your 9 to 5. Guess what? I get to have lunch with mine every day. Even if she's teaching school, guess what? I don't have to get permission to go eat. I don't have to ask, why can I not go see her? I can get in the car and go see her. You know, we love eating at the Dairy Queen. Dairy Queen, send me a check. I just missed you on live, Facebook Live. We go to Dairy Queen and get us some tacos. That's some of the best tacos in Texas. Why? Because I can. I don't have to worry about anything else. When you work for yourself, when you're in control of your destiny, when you're in control of doing the things that you want to do, then you can do the same thing. Got up this morning, thought, well, shoot, man, I got a couple of things to do. Let's get out of here at 8 o'clock. Decided, no, we're going to get out of here at 9:30. Why? Because I keep it extremely simple, and I can. You have to put the procedures in place, and I'm going to teach you how to do that if you'll just listen. That's the biggest problem. You got to listen. You got to have some simple tools in order to help you get to where you want to go, and they have to be extremely user-friendly. You don't want to have to spend all your time learning a system. You want to be able to open it up and say, okay, this button does that, this button does that, this button does that, and bam, it's great. And you've got to have something simple that compensates you for exactly what you're doing with no obstacles in getting paid. I was a contractor, owned a roofing company. Man, even though they owed you $10,000 and they had the check from the insurance company, hardest thing in the world is get somebody to give you $10,000 and they owe it to you. Trust me. So I got away from that. I build businesses that have recurring income, that I get money coming in every single month for what I do today. Simple, easy. So what you need to do is you need to quit asking yourself why. Get off the shiny. If you don't get nothing else out of this training today, get off of the shiny objects and quit saying why. Why do I do this? Why can't I do this? You can do it if you get off your butt when you walk in from that 9 to 5 and say, I'm going to give 1 hour to myself. Just 1 hour. That's 5 hours a week. And take your family out on the weekend, go to the movies, go get a cold drink, whatever you do, do it. I love to play music. I'm playing this Friday night. You know why I can do that? You know why I can stop everything I'm doing and go play music? Doing something that I truly love, that I'm passionate about, being on stage and doing what I do. I can stop everything I'm doing because I can. When you can say that, then you'll stop saying why. Hey, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for being a part of this first module. I think you're going to really enjoy this training. We're going to take all these trainings and we're going to bundle them up and we're going to put them in a membership program, and it's going to be free. I'm not going to charge you anything. It's going to be free. I'm going to put the whole thing together. We're going to put it in a membership program. That way you can watch this one over and over and over. This is the one you need to watch over and over and over. So with that said, my name is Kerry Miller, coming to you from just outside of Dallas, Texas. I do have a dog and a cat and everything else running around, and a pretty good lady that takes pretty good care of me. So everybody have a great day. God bless. And I will see you when? On the next training.